26 of my 365-day workout challenge, and it is day 6 of my Journey to Splits challenge with Cassey Ho. Today I'm a little exhausted. I stayed up past midnight helping a friend move heavy stuff, and before I finished my workout yesterday, I also might have overstretched a little bit. I got really excited about being able to get close to doing the splits, and I was like, I'll just do a little stretch here or there, and yeah, I stretched a little too much. So I'm going to take it easy today and let my body heal. I'm going to try to eat some super nutritious stuff so that my body can have the nourishment to heal. Today I'm just going to do Cassey Ho's Journey to Splits, and then I am going to do just some regular stretching to relax the rest of my body and to give it a chance to recoup. So let's go ahead and start. We've got our first pose. You know what it is. I mean, how long have we been doing this? This is day 6. Alright. I have my Google timer. And let's get set. I have this red tube here because the 6th move that we're going to do requires a block, but I don't own one of those blocks, so I'm just going to use this red foam thing. I think I should substitute. I'm not too familiar with the block, and I don't know how sturdy it is, but I'm hoping it's not too far off from this red tube. 27 seconds. Seconds. Oh. Oh. 2, 1. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, I can already feel this leg is still upset about what I did yesterday with the extra stretching. See. Move number 2. So this week has been pretty intense for me. I've just had clients out the wazoo, which is great, but it just requires me to just sacrifice the things that I would normally do during those times. Like yesterday, I didn't get to go to the Herbalista Health Fair because I had some things to do for a client, and it's just really important that I focus on growing my business and keeping my clients happy and really prioritizing what's important for me to do each day. So it sucks right now because I'm like, oh, I wanted to go to the fair, and I didn't get to go to Fermentation Fest over the weekend. I had more client stuff, and I just had to choose that. And I guess for the next year or two, it'll be me choosing client stuff over personal stuff until I get stable enough in my business to where I can, have someone else do it. Okay. Yesterday I did get to go to one event, and it was First Amendment rights, things that artists should know. It was like a 101 course with Letterbox Legal and Deborah Gonzalez. She's amazing. So we talked about the First Amendment, and we went through point by point what each thing means and how it affects our life and how artists get entangled with it. Like, what are some things that are pitfalls for artists, and how can you get around all that kind of stuff. So one thing I really took away from the talk that just really stood out was that when I'm shooting a video, if somebody in the background plays music that's copywritten, I have to stop shooting immediately. It was talked about that in documentaries, when they're shooting, a lot of times they have to just stop shooting. That was intense for me, because my example was, let's say I am, here we go, let me set this timer. let's say I am like outside talking to a group of people and we're shooting, and then somebody drives by in their car and they're just playing some music. I have to stop shooting for that? Yes, I have to stop shooting for that because it would infringe on the rights of the artist. So if they start blasting some Beyonce in the background, I have to be like, oh, everybody stop talking. Everybody stop. Or if I'm driving by a building and something on it is copywritten, I have to be careful about shooting that. And also logos on people's shirts. I kind of knew about the logos because I've watched enough reality TV and seen like the front of people's shirts will be blurred out. But one thing I want to do when it comes to just my business and the videos that we shoot is ask people to please don't come with things on your shirt because I don't want to have to track a blur on you. Ugh. Another thing we talked about was, what's it called? Social commentary versus commerce. Yeah, something like that. So there's like a big thing for artists is that when you are trying to build your brand and your audience, you do a lot of fan art and a lot of current event stuff. And you can run into copyright and trademark issues when you're doing that. So there's this line between what is considered okay for you to create art with and what's not. And a big component of that is whether you're making money on it or not. So if you're doing fan art and you're drawing like Hey Arnold, that's fine for you to draw it. It's just like if you were to try to sell it or to bring it out to the masses, then that would be a problem. So like if an elementary school said, can you draw Hey Arnold on the wall? You'd have to say no. That character does not belong to me and I can't draw it out there. And if you were at a booth and someone came up and said, oh, can you draw a little sketch of the Little Mermaid for me? You'd have to say no. There are some characters that you can do that with, like Betty Boop, that are just open for everyone, and there's lists online so you can get those characters. But other than that, no, you can't draw those characters. You can't make little plushies of them, or, I don't know, make a blanket, or whatever you're going to do. You can't do that. However, if you were making a comic, and you were to do like a parody, then that would be okay. But what was a little confusing to me is that you couldn't do a satire of it. Parody is okay, satire not okay. It's just a lot to think about when you're creating art, is the legality of it all. Oh, okay. Okay. Now I've got the 90-degree angle in the front. So I don't do a lot of fan art, just in general, but I know how it can really boost your viewership. And I've thought about doing fan art. A lot of times fans don't get in trouble because the brand just doesn't want to have any kind of issues with their fans. And sometimes they just accept it as promotion. But I don't want to be the one in a million who does get flagged for drawing an image of a character that doesn't belong to me. And I also don't want to set the precedent that, you know, I do that kind of stuff. Because it's illegal. It's not likely that you'll get in trouble, but it is illegal. Just so many feelings. I want to draw my favorite characters. I want to wear a costume of my favorite character. But even cosplaying can get you in trouble because it's illegal. You don't own that character. No, you cannot make a costume of that character. Because it's so common, people think it's acceptable. But the only thing that has to happen is a company to come and say, hey, we're going to take out a suit on you. It's like YouTube, where a lot of YouTubers will have popular songs in the back of their videos, and it's not until they get popular or they get famous or their audience builds that someone flags them and says, you know, we want millions of dollars because in the last 85 videos you've used songs from our company. And they're like, why did you wait till my 85th video? I was like, oh, we just wanted to make sure you could pay for this bill. One example that was given last night is a situation with Prince, a mother having a video of her baby dancing, and Prince was playing in the background. And as an artist, you have the right to protect your work. So I'm not mad at Prince for flagging her. I just feel sorry for the whole situation. Because on one end, see, the next move is the scarf. Okay. On one end, you know, you have a mother shooting a video of her infant dancing. Has nothing to do with the whole Prince playing in the background. It's just an oversight. And on the other side, you have Prince's defense is that, I mean, people could be coming to her video just to hear his song instead of buying his records. Or the song could be played so poorly that people don't want to listen to Prince because they hear it distorted in the background. You should have control over your art and how the audience receives it. So I get it on both ends. I just feel it's terrible. Oh, such a deep stretch. We also talked a lot about artists' role in history. Sometimes it's difficult for me to think about my role and the roles of my peers in history because, you know, it's all happening now. But we'll look back on the work and the things we've done and we'll say, oh yeah, that was a part of history. But while you're in the middle of it, it doesn't feel like anything. So the main focus on the history talk was the fact that we just recently had a very large Women's March protest, and there were museums asking for the signs that people made. So if you were marching and you made this beautiful sign or whatever, the museum wants to keep it as a part of history. And right off the bat, I'm like, yeah, of course that's historical for you to keep those signs, and what a beautiful exhibit it's going to be. But day of, when people are marching, I didn't think about, oh, people are going to want these signs one day. It's going to be historical. I doubt anyone was thinking about that, except for museums. Galleries, obviously, they were thinking about the artistic side of it. It's amazing. And it feels incredible to be able to be a part of something historical. Someone's going to snap a photo of it, and years later, you'll say, that's the sign we wrote because we felt this way. And you'll explain it to your children, and they'll write history reports on it, and all that kind of stuff. That's how history is made, by these seemingly small acts compared to, you know, everything that goes on in the world. Yeah, this leg right here, this left leg hurts the most. Now that normally would be the end of Cassey Ho's Journey to Split Stretch, but because it is day 6 and not day 1 through 5, we have one more stretch, and that is the one that involves this doohickey. I've actually never used this. I got it from my younger sister because she wasn't using it, and I was like, I want it because it makes me feel like I'm one of those fit people who do athletic things. So I have it now, and now I'm one of those fit people. This day 6 stretch is pretty much doing a split with this thing. Oh my gosh, I'm assuming we switch legs because she does it on one leg. I hope this rolling factor doesn't mess up anything because her block, I'm assuming, doesn't roll. Alright, let's just go for it. Let's just do it. Reset. Start. Let's do this thing. Okay. This leg. She's doing an actual, like, semi-split on this. Maybe I'll just go as low as I can. Ow, that hurts. You should see this picture of Cassie doing this. She's like, looks so good. Cassie, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I am butchering this move. This is as low as I can get with this. We just got her toes pointed. At least I'm kind of resting on it. Okay, good. Thank you, timer. Timer saves the day. Okay, let's try the other leg. This leg doesn't hurt as much, so let's see if this is any better. Okay. Come on! It doesn't even reach! I can try to sit on it. Okay, now I need to find a video of Cassie doing this so she can give me the alternative stretches. Like what she does when you're exercising, she goes, if you're a beginner or if this is difficult, you should do this version of it. This is difficult. I want to know a different version of this. At least I don't have to do this tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a different stretch. And it looks a lot easier than this. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Yeah, gently get out of that one. Yay! We did all 6 stretches. And tomorrow we will have 6 stretches. Tomorrow's stretch. Yeah, I mean, I can do that. Tomorrow's stretch is going to be a lot easier. I'm really happy to see that it's not going to be try to do the splits. But now that we're done with all that, I'm going to go ahead and just do some basic stretches. Let me turn on stopwatch because I'll try to stretch for just like 5 minutes. And we can talk more about legal stuff and art. Yay! So, when I do any work with clients, I have to write contracts. I have to write milestone sheets. I have to figure out the relationship between the client and whatever artist that I am subcontracting with. And that requires me to know a little bit about art legality. And that is one reason why we are partnering with Letterbox Legal, is because they are bringing affordable legal services to artists. Right now, if you wanted to get a lawyer to like help you with anything legal, it would cost you a lot of money per hour. But with Letterbox Legal, it's kind of like a subscription service where you pay a little bit. People heard of prepaid legal like that, but much better. And for artists, and I would say it because I used to work for prepaid legal when I was like still in high school, something like that. I was like really young. My mom was into it, so that really got me into doing it, learning the services. But with Letterbox, it's geared towards artists, especially digital artists, like animators like myself. But if I were to just try to get a lawyer, man, it'd be crazy expensive. And I can tell why a lot of people skip legal. But as someone who is constantly writing contracts and working with clients and doing deals, I'll just tell you, if you are worried about not being able to afford a lawyer, go ahead and do your stuff yourself and then just have someone review it. Because the end result is if something goes wrong, it can go really wrong. And you can lose out on a lot of money or get into a lot of trouble. Yeah. So start out, at very least, learning on your own and trying to do your own stuff. There are tons of classes that you can learn about legal stuff. Like Letterbox Legal has a free class every last Wednesday of the month. And, you know, I'm going to try to go to each one of those to brush up on my legal, information. And she also lets me record it. Yay! So the people who sign up for memberships in my company, I give them free access to the meetings. I mean, the meetings are already free. It's not like I can charge them for it. But I record it for them. It's live streamed. I love live stream. Like this right now, not having to edit this video is amazing. Because I have to edit stuff for work. This rolly thing is great. It's massaging my back. Yeah. I didn't even know my back hurt. But the red roller is like, your back hurts. You should let me roll it. Sure, you can roll it. Oh, I'm not going to do a bridge today. Cancel that thought. I thought about doing a bridge, and my brain's like, you put those arms right back down. Your legs hurt too much to be doing that. This feels great. It's so relaxing. If you ever get a chance to get one of these foam things, yeah, do a move like this. I could stay like this for a while. Woo! Woo! Let me see what the timer says. Yeah! Right up on 4 minutes. Time for me to do my neck stretches. When I was first starting my company, I took a lot of legal classes. A lot. I don't mean like to get my degree, but just those community courses that they like put out for people. Like, oh, here's this 101, that 101. Like a lot of 101 courses, and then one advanced course in contract writing. And I got certified in contract writing because that's such a big part of what I do. Yeah, if you're going to start out, there are a lot of resources online. Just check them all out. And Skillshare is also something you should check out. Skillshare.com. They had a lot of like nice 101 stuff that if you're just starting out for the absolute first time, they speak in plain English and you can understand what they're suggesting you do. And then you can move on to your advanced courses, and then maybe you can move on to your community courses, and you'll have stronger questions to ask the people who are offering you information. There are a good number of lawyers here in Atlanta that do courses, just like community courses. They're like, come on in and learn about legal stuff and ask us questions. And a lot of it's either low cost or free, and I think that's wonderful. I know that it's supposed to get people to want to use them as a lawyer, and it does. I do want to use them as a lawyer after they do these classes. I'm like, hey, now I know a lawyer person, and if I ever get into trouble, I know you have information on this, or this is your sector, or whatever. You get to know people's specialties, and that's, that's really valuable. All right, that's my stretching for today. I'm going to let my legs heal a bit more. Stop that. I hope that you enjoyed stretching today, and you were amused by my use of this red rolly thing. I know there's one thing you're probably thinking is happening, and that's that I'm going to forget to give you the splits. I will never forget to give you the splits. Never, 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 never. All right. Now I'm going to go slower than before because of my legs. Split, 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 split. Let me hold on to the railing. Oh my gosh. Oh, that hurts. That's as far as I can go that way. Okay, front. Split, split, split. Split, 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 split. Woo! Okay, that's a lot farther. Now for a center split. Split, split, split. Split, 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 split. Okay, that's it. Those are my splits. You'll have to catch me tomorrow when my legs are rested and see how close I get. Goodbye!